welcome. So, I've got an interesting request today from the videos and conversations we had about this um, loud vetting of the celebrities, and we talked a little bit about plastic surgery. In today's video, I just want to reassure you that a woman of class would never consider to go under a knife for any man, not for any man on the planet Earth, no matter how rich, successful he is, no matter who he is. Because as we saw recently, also the money doesn't buy class, as we saw in as we see actually often with the tasteless people um, who happen to be celebrities or public figures, we can see that they really can buy a lot of things, but class isn't really one of them. And yes, a woman who have self-respect and self-worth, who is adequate and truly classy within, would never go under a surgery, under a knife to try to keep a man, get a man, I don't know, attract, because of so many reasons, actually, of so many reasons. But for me, one of the most important reasons why a beautiful, truly beautiful woman would never get a surgery, would never have to alter her God-given beauty is that her face, her features are unique to her, to her ancestry, to her line of descendants. That is her DNA, her information. You know, we are all uniquely made, and they say that there is not another person on the planet Earth. Also, they say we have the doppelganger, right? But there is not another person on planet Earth that have exactly your DNA. Not even the twins have the same DNA. And one of the very deep rooted reasons for any woman and for any man to understand is that when you meet someone and you see their unique features, maybe they have a prominent nose or they have some very unusual exotic features, that is something that is so very precious, that is something that is so rare and unique. And before anyone calls it ugly, or before anyone calls it something else because it's not in trend, it's important to think about really how many generations and ancestry lines, and many things you had survived and you had to went through to keep your DNA going. So you know all the features you see on a modern person, for example, these are the features their line have been continuing and continuing on. So which means that they are survivors. You know about some people believe or do not believe in natural selection, but I can tell you right now that there are people who never get chosen. There are people who never made it through trials and turbulence. There are people whose lines had ended. So if a woman line had continued with her very unique features, her features is a result of her ancestry, of her hundreds years of her line, hundreds, maybe thousands and thousands years of her ancestry, right? So by asking a woman to alternate her appearance, her unique features, her history, basically, uh, also it's hard to recognize the person you are meant to procreate with if the appearance is changed. Very often, girls or ladies from maybe Middle East or other countries right now that sometimes have very prominent noses and very prominent features. Sometimes because of the trends, trends, modern trends on tiny noses and things like that. They feel like they should alter their God-given beauty, and they start doing different alterations. They change their noses to European-looking noses, and it's very very sad because the husband that you actually supposed to have will not be able to recognize you. I believe that attraction is in our DNA, and sometimes those unique features, it's like they give us subliminals, this subconscious message to our future husband, especially if you were meant to have children with him. It gives him it gives him that message that this is my wife, or this is a woman I meant to procreate with. Yes, her nose, like her prominent nose, or her unusual shape eyes, or her body shape, her whatever else she has. The man who truly loves a woman, who can recognize her out of, they could be hundreds of other women at that gathering, at that party, but when it's truly meant to be on every level, he will not be distracted by others. He will see his, the one that he was meant to be with on every level, spiritual, physical, and for the purpose of continuation. And when this woman, let's say she's from Middle East and she has this very stunning, very prominent features, but she alternate herself for this man's requests. First of all, he is not meant to be for her. Ladies, if the man is requesting you to actually mess with your DNA, so to speak, when he denies your DNA, when he denies that, yes, your lips are like this, your nose is like this, your face shape is like this, or your body shape is like this, when he insists you need to change something, keep everything you have and wait till the man that was meant to be will show up. This is very crucial and very important because this man does not love you to begin with. He does not recognize you. He is not the one meant for you, not by God, not by nature, not by destiny. Hello, Bella. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I think that this modern obsession was looking like everyone else, and it's not just fashion, with the fashion it's something that we can play with the shape of eyebrows, we can play with the lip gloss, we can play with clothes. Women were meant to do these things. We can change the lip colors, the blush colors, the dress color. This is very feminine actually and very natural. Women were doing this since the beginning of time. But when, as a man, this message is for men now, when as a man you put requirements on a woman like that, that she should go under the knife, under the surgery, change her DNA. I mean, you can't change your DNA, but change what was precious and natural for you. Uh, he is rejecting your DNA, your uniqueness, by saying that, if you just were different, if you just were different, you would have been great. If you are different, you would be fantastic, you'd be phenomenal. Remember that your uniqueness is for somebody to see you, to recognize. Yes, we can work on ourselves. Yes, we can get more sleep. Yes, we can, take vitamins. We can sometimes, color our hair. We're women. We love doing these kind of things. It's our second nature. But when it comes to going for surgery, to going under a knife for somebody, you can tell that right away that this is toxic, this is not genuine. You are just like an accessory. Some people maybe get envious of somebody who has millions or billions of dollars, and you think, man, I wish, my wedding was in Venice, and my wedding would cost 50 million. And I wanted to say, no, you don't. You do not wish that you were an accessory for someone, that somebody would only be with you if you would be filled with plastic and silicone and you completely abandoned who you are. You would not want that. You would not want it unless you sell your soul. Only if you sell your soul and you completely disengaged with who you are, with your authenticity, and it's just, I don't know, then maybe, but this is not, this is why women look so different. If you look at photos of the women from 50s, 60s, even 20s, 30s and 40s of all this era, when you see women, they have beautiful depths um in their eyes. They all have expression. You can see their soul from their eye expression. They all have something that, I don't know. I collect certain kinds of books. I am guilty for collecting these, these gorgeous coffee books with artists and beautiful women from the past, like Elizabeth Taylor, Audrey Hepburn, Marilyn Monroe. Yes, of course they had, they some of them have to have somewhat of alteration done, but this goes besides the point. um, they still had all their uniqueness, all their beautiful features kept. And most importantly, when you look at Audrey Hepburn, for example, she actually was not in fashion. She was not in trend. That time it was more like curvy women in trend, and she was kind of slimmer and taller, and she actually had a prominent nose and kind of elongated face. It wasn't quite exactly fashionable or trendy, as we say now, but because of her inner beauty, because of the light that was coming from her eyes, because of her poise, because of her grace, she became one of the biggest icons in the world. And she just kept her uniqueness. I remember reading that they were offering her to get um, breast implants and maybe the nose surgeries. They wanted to change her for the trends, and she said no. And I'm so glad that she stood for who she was. She didn't need any alter, alter alternations. How to say this? Somebody help me. She doesn't need to alter anything because she was absolutely perfect, the way she was born, and the way she her the way she carried herself, and her beautiful heart. That is what alterations, actually, alterations, yes. The way she carried herself, her poise, her elegance, that is what made her stand out in this world. Now, all these years later, when I can never, if I'm online and I see a reel of with Audrey Hepburn, I have to drop everything, and I have to watch it. I have to save it. Women of the time, they had such depths in their eyes, their poise, their elegance. And if you put in comparison, if you put photos, for example, of Kardashians, they have they may um, have certain aesthetics to their features. It depends on your taste, but their eyes are absolutely empty. There is this girl on YouTube and Instagram. What's her name? Yuri Lamasbella, something like that. She makes parodies for Kardashians, and she is so brilliant. I never watch Kardashian shows, but sometimes I watch her because She learned the art how to show their absolute emptiness, like when they, I don't know, eating their salads. She shows their absolute emptiness, like their eyes are made out of glass. And even when they take photos, they look like complete narcissists with the empty, like the soul had left the building, like they have no soul and no heart. And I do believe that certain people in these industries, they basically did sell their souls, because you can't feel it. You cannot feel that authenticity. You cannot feel that beauty. So they solely relying on the plastic surgery. They solely relying on the outfits. So, yeah, it's just very, very sad. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Yes, Audrey Hepburn was an icon. Yes, to me, she's forever icon. Um, so is Elizabeth Taylor and Gina Lola Brigida and Marilyn Monroe and all those women. Those women had to deal with a lot more than women nowadays. They were not as protected. Uh, they were they had a lot of limitations back then, a lot of pressure, but they never really complained about this. They didn't come on podcasts talking about their healing journey, if you know what I mean. They just kept shining. They knew that their presence, they inspire other people, other women, and they knew that they had a mission to create beauty inside and out. They all had, on every photo you can see the depths of their eyes. You can see different expressions. You can tell that they have that untold, in some way they were telling a story with their eyes, but you can also read the untold messages. You can There was certain mystery behind their stories. There was certain grace and poise. They didn't overshare about their traumas and about the situations that they were going through in public, but they had incredible depths in their eyes. They had incredible, um, you just couldn't stop looking. Each time I come across some of this retro, especially black and white portraits, I just find myself lost, because it truly was an art. And coming back to our topic, I think that if you claim as a man, for the man who watching me, if you claim that you love a woman, think about it twice. If you insist that she needs to change herself in order to be loved, if you feel that she needs to change herself in order to be loved by you, then um, this is probably won't happen. This is probably a delusion, because maybe you will feel that you can show her off at a small cost of her risking her life. Um, Anytime you have any kind of surgery, you put your life at risk. I think we all adults here, and we all know that. Each time you undergo any kind of surgery, any kind of um, invasion, so to speak, medical invasion, you do put yourself at risk. You do put yourself in unknown circumstance that could be hurtful. One of the reasons that I would never, even if not for my respect for my ancestry, for example, right? I would never do that, because I have people who, for any things in the future, for the any like aging procedures. I'm thinking sometimes, people talk about it. I think that it's it's not that scary to it's it, it's very natural to change with time. And when you take good care of yourself, you can be young and beautiful for a very long time. You can have your eyes shining for a very long time. But I think it's very unfair to put your family, your loved ones, under the risk of losing you for the simple reason that you want to be like the trends, or as if you don't have a right to age. I think women, just like men, have a right to age, have a right to uh, be who they are, and having what I call charming scars of time. That is absolutely normal and beautiful. And, for your children, for your grandchildren, for your close family, they just love you as you are, and they don't want you to lose your, to, first of all, they don't want you to lose your life. And they don't want you to deny the gift of God that gave you this body that carried you for however many years, this face, that is a proof once again of your ancestry surviving through all the decades, all the centuries, all the thousands and thousands of years. Um, our faces, our bodies is our information. It's DNA. It's DNA in action, right? Because when we are conceived, we already have all the information. It's already predetermined what color of eyes we're gonna have, what shape, what color of skin, what hair, what nose, what everything. I do, once again, I do understand as women, we love to beautify ourselves, but that should not take a surgery. Because when you go like this, I think Joan Rivers said one time, she said, I have so much plastic surgery that it would be cheaper to change my DNA. She was known for her very sharp sense of humor, and she was a public figure. Unfortunately, a lot of public figures, women who have their shows, so they are actresses, they kind of feel forced to do these kind of things. But we are talking about relationships, about self-acceptance, and just a healthy, normal self-esteem in this video. And so, ladies, if you're with a man and he's like, yeah, go and change your breast, go put that silicone that will be dripping in your body, those drops, those toxic things, they still, if you talk to any surgeon, they will tell you that anything you put in your body, it doesn't just disappear. It's toxic. That's why it's often gets rejected, because it's a foreign subject, right? It's a foreign object in your body. You don't need to do that. I just think that in every aspect, spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, romantic, you don't have to change yourself in order to be loved. If somebody does not accept you, it means that this is just the wrong guy, and he should not be standing in a door. Like, just for the men who are watching, we don't really mind when you change your mind, when you are choosing somebody else or you decide to leave. We don't like when you stand in the door, when you are telling a woman, you claim that you love her, and on the same breath you're telling her that she needs to alter this and the other. Why don't you just go and find another one that already have those things? You are actually taking away a woman from meeting her soulmate. Those beautiful stories when people meet and they make most amazing things for each other. They do certain sacrifices for each other. They stick together from through life and the highs and lows. Those are not the people who had altered their appearances or their personalities or sold their souls. Those are not those people. Those are people that saw each other and decided to pay attention to those beautiful things, to those special things about each other. They're not focusing on the imperfections. And they don't even consider them imperfections, because they're able to see beauty in the features. Sometimes very unique and prominent features, uh, may look unattracted to some, but to another person, for example, once again, ladies who have like very prominent noses, or just not trendy tiny little noses, um, this is your information, of your DNA, of your tribe. And the man who was meant to be, he will only recognize you when you have that very nose. I actually have a very beautiful friend who actually is an owner, a lucky owner of one of those very prominent noses. And she is also one of the most happiest girls I've ever met, because she heard everything about her appearance, and she've never done anything. Her husband is a a man who found her very attractive with this very nose, and right now they have 4 children, and he's not going anywhere. And I don't think she ever thought of changing anything, despite of people comments too. She also have a YouTube channel right now, but people puts their long noses in to tell their opinion how she needs to do the rhinoplasty and things like this. And I love seeing her being so confident and just laugh at that, because the person who should care about the size of her nose is her husband, and he has no problems. I think he's very proud of his wife, and she has very she's a very attractive woman and a very loving woman, and I think that he is a very lucky man to have her with that very nose, with their gorgeous, beautiful 4 children. So in this world where we are given the standards of, or people are trying actually to force these standards, how how surgically perfect somebody knows should be, it's really important to ask yourself, why am I doing this? And once again, if you are a creative girl, if you're girls that like to, you like to color your hair, doing your nails, your eyelashes, that is very, very feminine. That does not require a surgical intervention. And then again, some ladies don't like doing that either. So if you like what you say, a natural woman that just wake up and washes your face and that's it, you can find a woman like this. I think it's just natural and logical to find someone who is on the same page, rather than try to torture the person into somebody they're not. It's very weird when, for example, man is talking to you about your makeup. Our makeup is not any of your concern. What glasses we use, what eyeliner we use. I find it very gay when men are starting to tell you something about your makeup. You should focus on your cars, on your I don't know, your gym, whatever else you're working on. If you don't like the way a woman present herself, find a woman that you like, and don't try to force your visions on the woman you claim you love. I hope my dear friends, you enjoy my little um, outlook on this. I've actually started to get mail from ladies. I didn't have that many ladies watching the channel before, so yes, I just want to reassure you that it really pays off to be you. And you could be on the other spectrum. You could be a very glamorous girl. Like, for example, um, I live in a very small town right now, but I love dressing up. I dressing up almost every day. Whether I have an occasion, I don't have an occasion. I like doing different things and experiments, but that is just authentically who I am. If I change, if you put me in a big fat shirt and a big big jeans and some raggedy clothes, I would have uh, a very high level of depression, and probably that will get worse day by day. I love doing certain things. I love dressing certain things. So for men, don't give backhanded compliments to a woman if you don't like her style, if you don't like her dressing up, if you just don't like the way she presents herself, the way she views aesthetics, just get another one. Get yourself somebody that is up to your preferences, but don't try to um make fun of something that you don't understand. Some women have very high vision of aesthetics, and they see themselves in a certain way. So um, I believe there is someone for everyone. There is always someone for everyone. So you might as well be with someone who is up to what you like, because our appearance is a result, our outer is a result of our inner. Our appearance, the way we, as women, the way we present ourselves, is largely reflects who we are as women. Our creativity, our sense of aesthetics, our sense of beauty, our visions, the way we see the world and the way we see ourselves. So it's important to pay attention. But this video is to remind you that there is no standard, so to speak, of beauty, and don't deny God-given gift that you see in a woman. She has that gift for a reason. She has that very appearance for a reason, and don't try to um, hurt her by forcing her to change it, to get under a knife. I just think there is nothing worse. I want to hear your opinion, guys. I just think that there is nothing worse than to force a person you claim you love to go and literally get under a knife, literally go and get the surgery. You do lose your identity, you do lose your sense of self, and you must is when in order to be loved, so to speak, you must abandon who you are. I'm gonna read some of the comments. Thank you guys for joining. Yeah, so your body is not really a negotiation tool. I'm not talking about improvements. I'm not talking about, some things that are good for you, like exercise and just working out, and if you want to. But again, if you find a woman and you don't like the shape of your body, just leave her alone, and find yourself another one, that the one you like, instead of trying to beat her self-esteem down. Just find the one you like. I made some notes here as well. Yeah, please let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? Yeah, we don't want to turn something that is we were blessed with into a transaction, make it, like, I think that in case with Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos, she's just an accessory, and she will alter herself. She will do anything that he says. They have a very weird dynamic. She's just another. He has a very weird taste when he it comes to women, but it's like she is for him an expensive accessory. She's not a um she's definitely not. I think that possibly she was a better, more caring, more loving person in the past. I don't know about it, but he's definitely is into alterations because I think he has hard times accepting his own self. I don't know if you paid attention, but those geeky photos of Jeff Bezos from decades ago, he looks geeky. Yeah, he looks he looks nerdy, but there is certain warmth in his eyes. You can see there is certain warmth. There is something almost pleasant about him, but you cannot. really see that anymore. You cannot see that anymore. He puts us like he's trying to be an alpha male, and he has this very different look in his eyes right now. So these are my thoughts, and let me tell you guys, let me say hello in the chat. I don't know who is still here, but thank you everybody who is stopping by. Um, will you send me your contact information? I don't send my contact information, but I don't know if you have any mods in the chat right now. I have an email. I will post my email and things like this under the video. You can also go to in about section. You can find a way to support the channel. You can find a way to contact me via one of my emails. You can also write a question under the video. I don't, but just so you know, I don't just chat with people for no reason. If you have a question, you need to present yourself, who you are, what are you, what is your question. I'm not just chatting with the people I don't know. I don't have time for that. I'm sorry. But if you know, I had this one person reaching out to me and he said that he's been dreaming to talk with me for years. That's literally quote. And I told him, you've been watching my channel for all these years and you do not know how to properly introduce yourself. Sometimes you have to learn when you reach out to a new person, you have to learn how to introduce yourself. So use your mouse. Well, in this case, use your hand, how to type. Introduce yourself, tell me who you are, where you're coming from, and what your question is. Would you talk to somebody you've never seen that have three letters in their name and no photo and you know nothing about them? So just respect time. You can also, if you want me answer your messages, you can find me on Patreon. Just I cannot drop a link right now, but you can just Google my name, and you will see me on Patreon. I always respond my Patreon messages. I have some clients on Patreon that I consult, so it's short, obviously. You can also find me on other platforms where you can just show a token of appreciation for my videos and for my time, and you can ask a question. It's I have one on a coffee, but some people say that it's coffee. And somebody asked me about the super chat. I probably will have this option soon. If you watch my videos and put thumbs up and comment, I can reapply soon for remonetization if you enjoy my videos. So you will be able to ask a question with a super chat and also support the channel. But right now you can find my PayPal in the description of the channel, and you can find my email. You can also comment under the video if I missed your question or comment. Hi, beautiful Veronica. Thank you guys. Thank you for the questions. For the kind words. Wow, nice. Looks so cute. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's none of your business. I don't know what's none of my business, but okay. Joseph is saying hello, gorgeous. I just stopped by to say hello. I'm happy you're on. Thank you. Welcome. You will send me your contact. Yes, I will not, but you can find it. When a woman shows why she's unique, I think this is beautiful. Most women just want to be the same. Yes, I know. We have this trend and such incredible marketing for these trends that women truly believe they're not beautiful unless they are a certain way. If you have women around you, always tell them, remind them about their beauty, even if it's your sister, your mother, your daughter, your niece. Just tell them that they're enough and they are so beautiful. Like their energy, our skin is going to change, our body is going to go to hell. Eventually, eventually everything changes. But when you have that beautiful light energy, just like Audrey Hepburn, for example, she just would lit up the room. Her eyes had never changed, never. I see a lot of women push for plastic surgery for their husbands to pay for these surgeries. In addition, women put pressure on other women to get plastic surgery. Yes, you telling me, Bullet Bar. I've heard about getting plastic surgery from my friends. I have a lot of friends that have been doing surgeries for like 10, not really friends, but acquaintances, because I don't think I could be really friends with people addicted to this kind of stuff. We probably won't have too much in common. But I have pressure from my friends for injections, and I just one time I couldn't help it, and I just said that when you have this huge lips, not for all, some people are born with really big lips, but I said that I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to look unintelligent. I know that I would never do this because I want to be myself and I don't want to look like a dog. It's very hard to look to be who you are. It's very hard to be there is something about um, in my culture we would say it's like a lack of intelligence. It's just it has a very sexual kind of message, and if you're already attractive you really don't need to add more to that. And I just think that you look once again there are some people that are born with certain features and they are proportional. That is their DNA, that is their ancestry, and that is beautiful, that is gorgeous. But when you have your own features and you try to press for something that is extremely foreign for you, that will make you almost look dumb and unintelligent. So that is my response, and it's it looks like when there was a bunch of bees. When women are pressing other women for the fillers, I think it's like an addiction. Those shots, they are like drug shots. Because you're getting addicted to this, and you feel like it's never enough. I think it's awful, to my opinion. I know that I understand. I'm a woman myself. I understand the fears of women. I understand, but I think that we need to focus on other things. When a woman is fulfilled and she's beautiful, she can do some tips and tricks. She can do her makeup. She can do good lighting. She can put a beautiful dress on. She can go for a walk in the forest. When you are truly happy and you're glowing, there is something that is going on that you don't have to do all these things. You don't have to look like, once again, the beast had bitten your face. And I think that if you personally like it, if you feel more confident doing this, you can do it if that's your choice, but you shouldn't be forcing other women or putting pressure on them. We have the right to age, by the way. We absolutely have the right. Is the more mature I become, the more I realize that that is a privilege to live another year. So yes, I know that some women feel, women who push for the money, who ask their husbands for money for plastic surgeries, these are the women that feel that if they won't get that surgery, they will not be as beautiful, and basically they won't be loved and admired by their husbands. So your job as a husband, as a man, to let them know that couldn't be further from the truth, that you met the real person and you want to be with the real person. Plus, we have our desire to beautify ourselves. We have all the tools. I personally think it's very creative and very beautiful when a woman can express, like for example, if I'm wearing a baby blue dress, I'm gonna have like a baby blue eyeshadows, I'm gonna have a pretty lipstick. Yes, like I'm never giving that away, but I find those things are creative and way of self-expression and femininity. It's a lot different that cutting yourself with a knife. Women were doing this since the time of Cleopatra. Yes, Audrey Hepburn was an icon and still is. Can you describe the beauty? I don't think I need to describe it. Um, why does she gives mail order Russian brides that will kill you in your sleep for your money? Oh, I'm sorry that you are so weak, Mr. LJ Blacks, that you're so scared of me. No, if I give you those vibes, what are you doing here? What are you doing on this channel? You're just upset because you cannot give yourself or find yourself a woman that you really want. I understand you. I've seen many men like that. Because if you were repulsed by this video, you would not be leaving a comment. You would be scrolling and running. But somehow you leave in a comment. So something you see that you actually really like. I'm excited for your goodness and love. I like you so much. I want your relationship. Oh, no, you don't. Thanks. Um, because your speech about relationship, friendship, and love and romance, I don't know. I don't know what you're trying to say, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You never ask a lady how old is she. It's a very personal question, but also it's a very how to say intrusive and inappropriate question. It's the same if the lady asks you what how much money do you have in your bank and how much money you ready to send her. So once you can tell me what is going to my bank, then I can tell you the information that you ask. Actually, in many cultures, asking a woman her age is a very bad luck. So you should be smarter than that. You should be able to say without asking stupid questions. But it's just not an elegant question. Unfortunately, a lot of people been watching my channel for years and they still go on a date and ask, well, so what do you do for a living? Okay, so what's your profession? Do you like your job? Um, how old are you? If you're watching my channel and you're asking a woman these questions, at least you know why you'd never have a second date or why women pass you over and block you. At least you know why. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for the compliments. I appreciate it. A woman of class wouldn't be doing this. Yes, I agree. A woman of class has enough of self-worth where she doesn't need to do that to herself. I absolutely agree. And she would not let anybody do that to her. She would be with somebody who knows why he is with her. And that is more than her skin. Broadcast Dave. Hello, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Hi, cheers from Brazil. Hello, Brazil, my dream country, my dream country. I would love, love, love to see Brazil. It's one of my dreams. Um, okay, I'm gonna skip the people who didn't get actually enough of brain cells. Okay, let's see, let's see, let's see. Do I have any of my mods here? Thank you. Thank you for the compliments and kind words. The truth is that most women like myself don't like women that look like grotesque blowfish. It's just as terrible as tattooed women in elegant deodorants. You know what? I would tell you this. I used to have a lot of judgment in my head when I would look and I would see aesthetically, not pleasant women, but I leave them the right to do what they are doing. I don't want to have contempt. I'm just happy that's not me. When I see a woman that is covered with tattoos, I feel that is your self-expression. I don't wish no harm, but if a young woman watching me, I would say don't do tattoos. Nobody don't put a bumper sticker on a Bentley. That's what I would say. You cannot change somebody who is already, in their like later in life, who is obsessed with these things. Unfortunately, these ladies probably did not have a very good self-esteem and a very classy mother. And that is, I don't know if that is their fault. So, and it's not that I don't like, yes, it doesn't inspire me. I don't want to have tattoos myself. And, but I don't necessarily have some kind of hate or disdain or anything towards this woman. I just feel that, man, I would never do that. I'm so glad that's not me. I'm so glad when I was a teenager I didn't get into the fashion of piercings and tattoos because it was pretty fashionable. When I was a teenager, it was very fashionable to do tattoos and piercings and toenails in your ears and what else. Yeah, it was very, very edgy and cool. And I just one time I had a sticker, like sticker tattoo. I think I was like 17 years old, and I put a sticker tattoo sticker that can be washed off, like near my shoulder, like near my chest. And one of my friends told me, an older friend, he told me, I really see more in you than that. He said something like that. He wasn't shaming me, but I was 17 years old. Yes, I got, that was like my influence. And then I tried to imagine the iconic women that I admire with tattoos, and I couldn't. And then so I could not wait till that thing got washed off because people would look at me, would give you attention anyway, but you don't want to draw attention this way. You don't need that. You are already beautiful the way that God made you. So I felt very foolish. Yeah, it was a temporary tattoo, like a sticker. I felt very foolish. I was 17, I believe, years old, and I felt very foolish and very embarrassed and very stupid for doing it. It was just a little butterfly. But I realized I don't need no butterflies. I have everything that I need. Uh, but that was a very smart comment, a very valuable comment from somebody that I was looking up to. And so that's why, we need to have these conversations. So, yeah, it doesn't bother me. I feel pain when I see women that torture themselves with tattoos and piercings. I feel pain. Yes, I'm not delighted to see that because I love feeling inspired when I look at other women, because that's how we learn things. I love watching beauty, but I feel pain. I feel pain, and I wish for them to heal because a lot of study shows that tattoo is a form of self-harm. That tattoos are actually a form of self-harm. And yeah, I just wish that they feel better about themselves and they feel beautiful. And I think they have companies now, and there is a way now to erase tattoos. So I want for every woman to feel very, very beautiful, very fulfilled, very loved, very desired, very unique. I want for every woman to enhance her very unique features. It's like, when sometimes you go to a garden and there are so many different kinds of flowers, you don't even know where to look, but you have your favorite ones, right? So, when I look at you go out and you socialize and you see beautiful women, it's just like, it's just, we're supposed to be flowers, so we're supposed to blossom like flowers. So yeah, let's not to be hateful or judgmental. It's sad, but you never know, somebody may be watching you and your natural beauty and your beautiful skin, and they might come home and think, why have I done this to myself? I want to change this. Again, I believe that there are places where you can remove the tattoos now. And tattoos have such a bad history, with slavery. When they used to put numbers on you, burn those numbers on you. Ooh, the prison, the inmates, the prison. I don't want anything like this on my skin ever. Not to mention that if you believe in God, you're not supposed to do this with your body. You're not supposed to alter your body like that. I've always told people the nose ring, oh my gosh, yes, the nose ring. Ladies, please don't do that. You do look like a bull. I cannot help it. I'm sorry. I try to not be judgmental. But and for me, for other ladies, it doesn't matter. It's just, when you go like this, the quality of a man and people you would attract would be very low. Oh my gosh, it does look like a cartoon bull. Oh my goodness. Ladies, please stop doing that. Maybe if you have a very beautiful, nose, and you want to do like a little earring stud, like in India, but I don't know. I don't find it necessary. For me, okay, my weakness is I love long statement earrings or a statement necklace. This necklace is a gift of one very lovely person. You cannot see it, but it's sapphires is my natural tone for my birthday, and I love sapphires. And I feel this. It's such a pleasure to wear this. But man, when you do those permanent changes, you just asking. You asking for problems, ladies. Use the beautiful. Um, you can wear a beautiful necklace. You can wear a beautiful bracelets, rings, earrings. The nose, you have to be very, very careful with the nose because you can you can actually make yourself look a lot less flattering when you do a lot of different things around your nose. But the bull ring is a no. And one thing I also notice, the women that too much into tattoos, into bull rings, into green hair, things like this, it's next to impossible to attract a classy man. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. The classy men usually love classic looking women. And when you do all these things, the man knows that you have pain, that you're doing self harm, you're torturing yourself, you're trying to express something with those tattoos and things, and that you feel deeply some major issues. So, yes, that will keep you away from meeting a man of certain caliber for sure. Thank you, Roger. Thank you for doing the work. Let me see. I'm about to wrap up, guys. I don't know how mosquitoes got into my car. Soon I will be doing some of the videos from the inside, from different locations. Um, let's see. I'm not trying to be mean, but yes, it makes me. No, it's not about being mean. You do look like a bull when you have a ring in your nose. I remember telling about this to one of my friends at the time, and I think she really took it the wrong way. I told her to stop getting tattoos, to stop coloring her hair in acidic color and something else. Not because she actually was very beautiful girl, she was naturally beautiful eyes, beautiful hair, beautiful woman, very feminine, very good at so many things. But I told her she was upset about the quality of men she was attracting, and I told her, stop doing this. It's like a fire to a moss, or like how the flame to a moss, that they love this kind of stuff, low quality people into this hippie sort of weird things. You're not gonna find a man that you want, because I know kind of man that she wants. You're not gonna find this man loving acidic hair, and you just want. I'm not saying that, there are some artists and maybe painters that like this, but if you want a solid guy, a classic guy, he most likely, and guys in the chat, please tell me if I'm right or wrong about this. Maybe you think I'm wrong. But she got very offended when I told her that. And I'm like, this is not personal. You ask me, I'm telling you the truth. If you don't want to know the truth, don't ask me. Yeah, thank you, Stan. I appreciate your comment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it is a very beautiful necklace, and I hadn't word for a while. No, you can't really see it here, but I love classic things, and it's important. Ladies, by the way, when you get beautiful gifts from men in your life, maybe it's beautiful jewelry or fur or anything feminine, you gotta wear it because men get very discouraged when you never wear their gifts. So yes, I'm very thankful to the person that gave me this beautiful statement necklace. Actually, it's a fine jewelry necklace for my birthday, and I cherish it a lot. Um, Three of my friends are photographers that work on Madison Avenue. They will get a model that has uh, tattoos. Tell me if the horrors of trying to cover the tattoos for the shoot. Oh, okay. I guess they have to go through a lot of makeup. I can't even imagine what kind of makeup can cover a tattoo. It's like a paint. You need paint. I know they have this. I don't use heavy makeup for my face, but I can only imagine what kind of tone you need to cover the skin. It's terrible. Pretty girls that have tattoos are similar to putting a bumper on a sticker on a Ferrari. Yes, I just literally said that. Why would you put a bumper sticker on a Bentley? I've heard that expression before on a video, and I completely agree with that. But a lot of girls, they don't have guidance, they don't know about it. As fathers, for the men who are watching me, don't make your daughters feel bad, but start talking to them early, early when they're forming, tell how beautiful they are, show them the photos of Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor and Audrey Hepburn, Catherine Hepburn, of all those beautiful women from in not even always actresses, but those beautiful women from the past times. Show them those pictures. Like I was heavily influenced by the women in those eras, and I just find them so fascinating. I just thought the depths in their eyes, the class, the poise, and this like very elegant. They have their own sexuality, but it was very elegant and very. There was so much poise. They carry themselves so well, and that is something for us yet to master for many of us. And it's just sad when you live your life and you never reach that beautiful, when the rose, you have a rose bud and then the rose is opening and opening and opening. I feel like in United States, if it's take the beautiful girls and them being like a beautiful rosebud, I feel that they get cut and hurt and damaged before the rose ever opens. So, as fathers, yes, you may not have a whole thing on makeup. You may, not know much to say about particularly, these things, but try to show them not the Kardashians and their empty eyes, like they made out of glass, but try to show them some of the very beautiful women that they may have not even seen because they were born many decades later. And try to show them the girls that are same type, for example. Yeah, Audrey Hepburn is a best example of timeless beauty for sure. I mean, but there are many. There are shorter girls, there are taller girls, there are girls with dark hair, blonde hair. Like there are different types of beauty. And if you're smart, try to find if you know your daughter type, her phenotype. Try to look up a beautiful, elegant woman that is her same type. I can guarantee you she will be extremely inspired by that. But number one, if you're taking anything out of this video, if you met a woman and you feel like she needs to get altered, she needs to get changed, she needs to stop being who she is in order for you to keep her, I think you are in a wrong. You are making the wrong choice. You should let her find someone who would appreciate, who would see the diamond in her without her going through alterations. A lot of women making desperate moves because they feel if only they would have a slimmer figure or a smaller nose or bigger lips or whatever else, or fake breasts. If they would only have this, they would have a dream man and dream family and a dream house. A lot of women think this way. So don't be that guy. Please, if you're watching my channel, think about this. Think about your daughter, your sister, your mother. You would never want them to be with a man that would say, hey, if you just were different, you would have been great. It's not about the cost. If you want to invest in a woman, invest in her health, send her out for beautiful send her to beautiful places, send her to beautiful retreats, there are so many things that you can do when you have that financial possibility, but don't send her to cut herself and risk her life. I find it so extremely disturbing. That's why I just can't. I sometimes have to stick with, watching the vintage movies that I can recital because I just cannot see this. You know, I cannot see this. And when I see this this very extremely wealthy but yet poor, women like Lauren Sanchez, I just feel sorry. I feel sorry because you can see once again a person that had lost her soul, that abandoned herself. And I don't know if that's really worth it. I don't know. I would not want to try. I think it's beautiful to have unlimited opportunities in life, but if you're going to waste them like that, if you are given, if you spend, they said that Lauren Sanchez spent like $3 billion, but I don't know if that is true. I don't think that is true. Maybe $3 million, like on her plastic surgeries. And I was thinking, you spend that much to get this? That is very sad because again, I'm not sure about her character, but I saw her photos from her younger years. She looked like a very, she had very beautiful and kind of unique features actually. I think she's of Hispanic descent, of Mexican descent. She had very beautiful features before she tortured herself with a surgery. I don't know if she had very beautiful heart because her every relationship it was based on cheating on a previous one. So she kind of cheat her way to every next husband. So I guess that's, you can call it a career at that point, and that's for God to judge whether you know that's a way to get to the top. A lot of people secretly jealous to that. I don't know. I think that I don't know. This is wouldn't be my dream honestly because it seems like it's never enough. Um, it just seems like it's never enough. I don't know if you can really feel anything at that point. I don't know. Um, it doesn't look very inspiring actually. It doesn't look that inspiring to me. It's it looks scary. All I can tell, it looks scary to me. Not something, not man. I can't even talk about it. Truly beautiful woman will continue to be beautiful all her life, even in her 60s and 70s and beyond. Yes, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. That truly beautiful woman that has something at every season in her life, she will draw attention in the most positive way. She will have people who admire her. And then as you get older, you still remain that shine in your eyes, and you get love from your family, your community. Uh, there is this one woman, I think her name is Sandra Hart. I've watched her sometimes here on YouTube. She's in her 80s and she's so beautiful and so elegant, and I don't know. I really admire, by the way, in United States, I have been admiring these women who now would be 100, 90, 80, 70. I feel like these are the what's left of the generations of women with beauty and poise. Tell me if I'm wrong, or tell me if you feel somewhat similar. These women who are, very, that are older right now, that unfortunately that used to wear gloves when they go to the grocery stores, those ladies are my inspiration. The way they speak, the way they keep their homes, the way they dress, the way they talk about things, I have an enormous admiration for this generation that unfortunately is leaving us, unfortunately. But I think that they have so much beauty, so much elegance, and we need to learn from them. You see those ladies sometimes in their 90s, they have their nails done, their hair done, their yards are manicured, their homes are elegant. I find them so I find them absolutely timeless and elegant. So, ladies, for young women who are watching me, if you feel that you do everything, but somehow you still feel like you can't find your style and you just feel like you are not accepted by the modern standards, go and find those books, those women from previous decades, and you will see the confidence, authenticity, the beauty, and you will also see some ideas, because a lot of those outfits, a lot of those classic styles, they are timeless. So maybe you are not maybe wearing a, some of the hoodies and some of the Lululemon is not for you. Maybe you were meant to wear elegant silk dresses, or lace blouses, or elegant heels. And actually, when you dressed classic and modest but elegant, you are turning heads. I can tell you right now, when you just very sometimes it's even almost a minimalist but classy outfits and styles and hair, you turn heads. People think that you are some movie stars. They don't even know what to think. So consider that. If you feel lost, if you feel that you were not meant to wear leggings outside, you don't like wearing your yoga attire when you go out to restaurants, you don't like stretch t-shirts, you don't like green hair, when you show up wearing a classic style, believe me, you're going to have a very healthy self-esteem boost. Try it and let me know how it feels. Wow, I see we have over 100 people here on the live. If you enjoy if you enjoy this conversation, put a thumbs up, say hello. Um, you're going to see more lives on this channel as I'm coming on. I'm gonna try to bring some conversations, and I always want to hear your input. I feel that by hiring the standards, by standing in your uniqueness, we can grow as society. And I feel that it's time for us to grow, because we cannot fall, at least here in the West, we cannot fall any further. We cannot fall below that, going outside the grocery store wearing pajamas. You know, we cannot fall any further than that. We cannot go outside um, looking like a catastrophe. I think that self-education and self-respect could be helpful, very much so. Also, we are having children that are looking at us. It's very painful to see, when you observe children and you maybe know them since they were little, since they were in kindergarten, and you see those beautiful girls. You see how precious they are and how gorgeous. Then you see them in middle school doing this emo goth thing, and then you see them in high school with tattoos and piercings and pajamas and weird outfits. I feel pain when I see that because they were to be stunning. They were meant to take pride. As women, our beauty is our blessing from God. We were meant to be unique. We were meant to bring the beauty and inspiration. So I think that we all on a mission to raise our own standards and raise standards of people around us. It's not controversial. Why is it controversial, Roger? It's absolutely not controversial. Melania is a classic beauty. I mean, she was blessed with beauty from God and she kept herself very well. And she is actually an incredible example of elegance because she always presented in a very sharp but very classy way. I was thinking about making a video comparison of Melania Trump outfits and presentation. It's not just about clothes, it's presentation. You know, the way she shows up to the world and the way Lauren Sanchez shows up to the world. One is appropriate, elegant, appropriate to the occasion, and another one is absolutely vulgar and classless, and they are the same age. I remember when she showed up to the inauguration, wearing a lingerie, wearing a bra, when a mature woman, I'm saying mature not to shame somebody for their age, but you're supposed to mature, your brain's supposed to mature, not just your body. When a grown woman comes to the inauguration, when it's very much obvious it's a formal affair, you come in a formal clothes we wear out of respect because there is somebody more important than you. It's an occasion. So everybody wearing is something beautiful, but it's formal. You are covered. It's not overly revealing. You can accentuate your beautiful feminine shapes, but it must be done in a classy way. But she decided to screw that. You can tell her husband to be was very proud, and men could not help but look, and it just makes it like it wasn't a visit to a strip club, it wasn't a visit to a cabaret, it was inauguration of the president, and she just there and then she showed that I'm marrying a billionaire, but no, I have not learned class. I am a classless woman. I come to the event wearing a bra because my breast is the best thing that I can show at the age of 55. And as a woman, I can tell you, when you do have breast, when you do have a feminine body, it is very uh, difficult sometimes to find the right outfit, because when you try to cover it too much, it looks weird. When you open it up, it can look sometimes vulgar. So when you are lucky, quote unquote, to have a prominent breast, it's always a bit of a it's not always easy to find a proper outfit, but there are plenty of gorgeous nightgowns for women that beautifully showing shoulders and beautiful women's body, beautiful women's breast in a very elegant and very alluring, very mesmerizing way. like accentuating the beauty of a woman while keeping the class. And so there are so many beautiful gowns. And out of all the gowns that she could have worn, she decides to wear the most ratchet outfit and wear a bra to the formal event. Where when Melania Trump looked like a rock star in her hat, in her heels, in her suit. I should do a comparison side to side. You can just see class and classless. So I don't see what part of that is controversial, Roger. I think it's just very logical and just gorgeous. Oh yes, thank you, CCGB, darling. Welcome, 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 welcome. So good to see you. I'm about to wrap it up. I hope that maybe you can listen when you're doing something or driving. I would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Thank you so much. Would you be so kind and stand to please drop some of my links? If you are new on this channel and you want my coaching, you want my help, you want my advice, you can reach out to me, consultveronica@gmail.com. If you enjoy my videos and you want me to keep coming on live, you can give a little tip and support me on coffee.com. It's a website to support creators besides the YouTube. And I also have Patreon as well. You can just Google my name, you'll find that. But I also have my beautiful CCGB, and she just dropped a link. Thank you so much. Yes, you can support me on that website. You can also request a topic, you can share your story. And if you have monthly support on that website, you can ask me for a short consultation. I have been helping people with just short answers to their questions. It's for men and for the ladies. Oh, the light is off. The party is over, my dear friends. Yes, I think it's time for me to it's time for me. Oh no 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 no. I'm sorry. I don't want the radio. Yeah, it's time for me to keep moving. It was so beautiful to connect with you guys. Um, yes, thank you so much. Well, if you for the trolls that come into my chat, just know that you're helping me out a lot. I don't force anyone to listen to me, right? People had missed me a lot. My emails are full. When I take my time off the internet, which I do often, I'm always touched by some comments and messages. That's why I come back. Just lost you guys for a moment. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, we are going to be signing off. I'm so sorry. I pushed the link by accident. Thank you, CCGB. Forgive me, darling. I was just venting. Love you. Stay beautiful and unique. Yes, I want to say this again. Let's not to remember when somebody make a choice with their body. With their surgeries, with their whatever alternatives that they do. Remember that be happy. It's not you. There is no reason to hate somebody. You may wish better for them, but don't be mean, or don't brew any hatred, because just be happy. It's not you. That's literally how I feel. Thank God when I was 17 years old and I put a butterfly on my chest or near it, it was just a sticker. It was not a permanent solution. I'm just happy, that there was a moment of a stupid influence, just a moment. That's why children cannot decide life altering cannot make life altering decisions, and so as teenagers. um I just wish that women would realize how beautiful their skin is, and that they don't have to put paint permanent ink inside of it. It couldn't be good for you in no matter how you slice it. Let's see. Thank you so much. I think somebody sent me something. Yes, you can also send a comment to or request to the Cash app, and I will respond to that as well. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for the compliments. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Sherry. You are so sweet, so sweet. Yes, I'm gonna be trying to go often, to go live more often, and to start making recorded videos as well. But I don't have a schedule yet, and I'm not gonna have one for a while. So yes, you can request a topic. You can tell me your story. You can share something personal that you don't want to share here on the live. You can also, I took a break from Instagram, but I'm coming back. I have an Instagram account with the same name as this, Veronica Olson Live Talks. I also have for ladies, I have my glamorous page that I have a lot of videos there. It's called Femininity and Furs. I have a lot of pretty furs, and I love dressing up. I have some like voiceovers and just cute, glamorous things. I think it's mostly for women. That's something that I think ladies would like more. Anyway, my dear friends, I think the mosquitoes will get me like they got me last time. So I should let you enjoy your night. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One of the also big help you can do to my channel, if you think that maybe a friend of yours or some people on social media might want to join some of the conversations, might want to come as a guest, might want to comment, please invite them over. Share the videos. One of the greatest help you can give is share the videos. I will do my very best to improve the quality of the videos. But I'm just such a spontaneous person. Each time I want to do something very pre-recorded, very structured or scripted, I literally cannot do scripts. I hate scripts, and I cannot do scripts. I remember, okay, one last story. I remember going to, exhibitions and excursions and having really great guides, and they would make such great stories and jokes. And then I realized that their jokes and stories, they are not spontaneous. It's not an improv. They've been telling the same joke to every other tourist. Uh, it's like they learn it by heart, and to me that takes the authenticity away. I completely understand that some people hate long formats, they hate lives, they hate that I don't have editing, they hate that I don't have like some kind of studio, something like that. And maybe eventually I will have it, because I have opportunity for it, and God knows what will happen. But I've decided to come when I feel that I want to connect. That's what's going on right now. um, when I realized that some of the jokes are scripted and some of these things that people say are scripted, I lose complete interest. I feel like, you feel like somebody's tricking you. They are not coming up with things on the spot. It's like it's like it's fake. To me, it's fake. I don't know. But some people enjoy it, and I know there are people that have excellent presentations. So there is no shade. I think that there are many people that do amazing scripted videos, but I just can't not do it. I just feel like I want to close my channel and I will not ever open it again. I can't do script things. That's It's not maybe a positive thing. I think it's a negative thing for my channel, but it is what it is. Thank you so much. Yes, I have the store, glamorous retro stove for the ladies. Once again, you can visit my Instagram page. One is Veronica Olson Life Dogs. Another one is Femininity and Furs. You can see my beautiful furs. You can see other sides of this personality in action because I love. The reason why women love to dress up is because we like being different women in one. We like to play, so there is nothing wrong with it as long as it does not require alterations. Yes, CCGB, we are growing, we are expanding a little bit over here. Welcome, everybody who is new and stopping by. Just say hello, 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 hello. Thank you for joining. Um, Cherish yourself. Remember that you are unique. Take good care of yourself, but don't ever doubt that you are enough. Don't ever feel that in order to be loved, in order to be seen and recognized, you need to change the shape of your nose, the shape of your uh, breath, the shape of your eyes. You don't need to do all the things. We only need alterations or surgeries when our life is on the line, when, God forbid, we are in a situation when it is necessary to save our lives. Let's not um, go against the beautiful gift that God gave us. Let's enjoy it as much as possible and encourage other people as well. I've learned that there are some very young girls who are listening to me, and that's why I want to make sure I talk about these things. Let's age gracefully. For those of you who wonder how I came from one topic to another, we always start with one thing and finish with another. It's classic. But this channel is for those people who enjoy the conversation, who like long form. Next time I go live, oh, we have 100 people. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Yes, CCGB. It's because of you. It's because of you. Thank you, thank you. Next time, let's have some tea. Maybe we can have our tea party. I'll have my beautiful teapot and my English porcelain cups, and let's have some tea together. And you can share your things, and if you enjoy the conversations, I can share a link and invite you on a live. So you want to come on a live, you want to share something, you want to contradict, or you want to go deeper in a discussion, let me know. Let me know, and this way we can connect and you can be a guest. I would love to have guests on my channel. Would absolutely love it. At some point, maybe I will do the smart things, and we will have some shorter videos, maybe less spontaneous, but more on the subject, more precise. We'll see. But right now, I just want to share with you my heart when I feel like coming on. So, with that being said, my dear friends, I'm sending you the warmest hugs. I'm sending you best wishes. I hope you're taking good care of yourself this summer and enjoying the nature, enjoying the simple things, and getting ready to take on the world at the same time with your goals and with your visions. Yes, much love and bliss, as one of my most favorite YouTubers of all time always says. I will see you very soon, my dear friends. And if you didn't get a chance for me to read your comment or answer your question, post those questions below. Au revoir, my dear friends. I will see you very, very soon. Thank you for stopping by.